How you all doing? Ralfy here, Ralfy Customs. Big love everyone. We're back on jocks, look. There he is. We're going to make some struts. I think we're going to go that way to finish off mounting the mudguard. We've got the battery and electrics to mount. And we've got the oil cooler to mount. I'm just going to bring my other arm up because that's shaky. So, we'll get on. We'll do a bit. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to make a cardboard template. I've already made a start. I've sort of jammed it in there, then it moves about where I want it. And I'm going to make a couple of rough marks, don't have to be exact, just where I think the bracket's going to be to mount it. And then I'm going to go underneath and we're going to just trace around the shape of the fender or mudguard, because we're fucking British, we'll call it a fender. So, going to trace around now with a pen, yeah, make sure that we've got it. There you go, something like that. This, I thought I'll cover the address up in case anyone zooms in. It's not the address to me, it's been sent on, and it's addressed to Homer, so done. Right, so we've got a shape here anyway, we can trace around to give us the inside shape of the mudguard, and we know about where we want to be, so we can take this off, trim that round, and that'll give us a bit of a rough out, yeah? We'll go from there. Okie dokie. So, we've had a bit of a trim and a cut and a jiggle and a wiggle, and we made it a bit longer than first anticipated, because the camera will pick that up. It's that quite a lot, don't we? We're going to make something kind of like that, yeah? I'm going to go over to the plasma cutter and cut this out of a bit of thick plate. 5mm, I think will do nicely. And then that should hold the world on its fucking shoulders. Let's get cutting. Okay, so we've marked them out on this 5mm plate. And here's the trusty plasma cutter to cut round them. Then we'll give them a good dressing up, check them on the bike, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're going to tack them together to keep everything lined up. We're going to be drilling some holes in them as we go along, so as we grind them up we have to be sure that we're keeping the tacks in place. So once we've ground the surface and got it about where we want it, then we tack it again and we know that we're good to go for when we get on the inside, and we repeat as necessary. Okay, so that's all ground up. Tried it on the bike, it's a nice fit. Just going to smooth it off with a sander, leaving it still tacked together because we're going to drill the mounting holes through and we want it to match up. So let's get on. Righto, so I'm just finding the centre of this shape and then deciding where to mark the holes, ready for centre punching and sorting. The same with these ones, just find the centre and away you go. Here we are on the pillar drill, drilling these out. You can see I've got a little stop on the bed there, so I'm not clamping it down, I'm relying on the stop, and there you go, the job's a good one. You've just got to tap the two holes where they mount on the bike onto the frame there, out to M12. So, we've shaped the struts, We've drilled them to mount them on the mudguard. We've drilled and tapped them to take the mountings on the frame. Let's get those mountings cut. I'm going to use a bit of 50mm flat, 50 by 5 I think I've got, flat. We'll cut a slice off 60mm long. This matches the fender strut, and then we'll get the hole sorted and the mounting sorted, and off we go. Right, so they're cut. We'll just give them a quick clean up. I'm going to weld them together the same as we did the fender struts, so that we know everything lines up and nothing will shift while we're sorting out exactly how we're going to drill them out. Right, so I've just drilled through the top hole there, offering it up in place so I can mark and drill out the bottom hole. I did exactly the same with the other end, ready to get this in place, just one at a time so it holds it for you. Okay, so that's 2 of the mountings done, so we can swing this up into place. If that bolt's long enough to get a nut on, let me just try. Not half fussed. No, we got it. Give it a quick nip. A bit more out there. Right, there you go. So that is about where the strut's going to sit. Now what we need to do is work out where to put the holes in this. So we know it sits kind of like this. Yeah? So what I'm going to do is, sorry, kind of like that, wrong way around. What I'm going to do is measure down from a point on the top. So we'll go 15mm from that point, and we know that its centre of the hole is, look at me mixing up my fucking 1.25 inch, mixing up with metric and imperial. So it's 1.25 inch, yeah? So we can go 1.25 inch that way, and if that's the top of the bracket, we can come down to our measurement, and that'll give us that point. Right, so we're on the milling machine now. We've shifted from the pillar drill because you can see the camera shake. It's actually a pillar drill shaking on the. It's on a wooden topped workbench, so as I use it, it shakes like a shitting dog, and that obviously affects the old film quality. So I thought I'd break out the milling machine for these bits. Don't really need to. I could have done it on there, but you know, just wanted to play. Now we're drilled out, so we're cleaning the tacks off. I'm going to separate them. Look, tap tap, done, gleaming. Same with the fender struts. I find if you don't knock them, and look, these don't separate, so it just needs a bit of a tap with a chisel, and that'll get them separated, ready to use. Then we can give them a good clean up, and the job's a good one. Boosh, there you go, look. Couple of taps, and apart they come. Okay, so that's those pairs of brackets and pairs of struts cleaned off, separated, bish bash bosh. Yeah, I've mounted this one strut on, got the bracket ready to mount to the frame, but what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take my nuts, whoever misses, and I'm going to weld them onto the fender strut, so that we've got a bit more thread down, a bit more insurance, and it's a bit stronger and safer, and everyone's happy, yeah? So just thread it on the nut, thread the bolt on, or in even, tighten that up. Same with the bottom one, thread the nut on, tighten it onto the strut, and then we can get a little bit of weld on there, and we're good to put the bracket on the front. Right, so the nuts are welded on. I've got some, I can't see my breath. What I do, incidentally, top tip, if you're just mounting and welding mounts and things, you're not a permanent fixer, it's not staying on it. So don't bother trimming your bolt down, wind the nut on it. As long as there's enough poking out to get a secure fix in, then you can wind the nut against the part and that'll tighten it up, yeah? Don't really need to on these, wind the nut part like, but it's a really good way of fixing things. You don't want to be trimming bolts down that are not staying on the job. It's just for you to be fixing it. Then that'll do, won't it? Oh, you're a bit long. The mud guard. So, back him off. And we'll use his knob, like we just said. I need to find my spanner, and then we can weld this bracket on, and that'll be alright. So there you go. Spin it round there. I'll flip the camera around, but we're done, we're cleaned up. Have a quick hold on. Whoa, dude. Yeah, so we'll give everything a good weld and a good clean and put it all back together. Just dress these up a little bit, you know, just to finish the job off. So that now, if you saw the bracing of it when I did the underside, oh, the video of me doing that, that now is fucking strong. Job's a good one. So, thanks for watching, as always. Subscribe and keep following. Next on this one is mounting of the battery and the electrics in the old gap here, and some side panels and the oil cooler. So, like I say, like and subscribe. Follow me if you want to see the progress. Big love.